You're with Julian on the Brown Note Going EP Crazy. So this is the latest EP by Sofia Kourtesis, who's a Peruvian living in Berlin and a long-time DJ, who has also released a number of EPs going back to 2014. She's 40 years old. I didn't even know that. And this is the latest EP. It's been a big gap, actually, of 4 years between the last EP, but that's probably because in 2023 she released her debut studio album called Madres. I've got a review on this channel. I gave it a 9 out of 10. It was in my top 6 albums of the year and one of the classiest electronic releases of the last 5 years. A masterpiece of an album. Fantastic release. And that firmly established her at the very top of electronic music production. Almost sort of in a, like, the only one this year that's really come to mind is that DJ Rum album. Another really classy long form album. She's returned with Volver, which is an EP which is designed to represent LGBT clubbing, something like that. I don't know that you would know that, particularly if you heard the album without understanding that context, and if you want to... speaking of the single, Unidos is about the power and beauty of how much stronger we all are together. Volver in Spanish is, I believe, return. Oh, Unidos is made with Dan Snaith, who is Caribou, and that's interesting. That's weird, because that's not one of the tracks I like on the... So the second track is Unidos, and I've only just realised it's Daphne, or aka Caribou, aka Dan Snaith. So this is a mixed bag for me. It's a perfectly fine electronic EP, very much aimed at the dance floor, whereas Madres had this very soulful, home listening vibe, where it's sort of almost, I don't want to say this, but yeah, Cafe Del Mar-esque sort of vibe, where it is extremely luxurious to listen to at home. Beautifully produced record that. This is a mixed bag for me because Corazon that opens it, she looks so gorgeous on that photo for the cover. I didn't realise that she was singing that much on the previous album. I assumed that they were vocalists, but I think looking back, it was her. She sings prominently, particularly on Corazon that opens it. It is one of the tracks of the year for me. It has an absolutely skyscraping chorus. It's only short. I can understand her working with Caribou because he's made this kind of club adjacent pop, very sophisticated pop music for years. So I think that's what she does on a couple of the tracks here. A Corazon is one of the most barnstorming tracks of the year, well worth seeking it out on its own. And so is Canela Pura, which is a very different vibe to Corazon, but another absolutely spectacular club pop single, which really did remind me of Caribou, which is like when I was listening to it for the first time, I did think of that kind of sophisticated club pop that Caribou does on his long form albums. And it's ironic that the track before that is actually with Caribou, because I didn't pick that out. I think the problem I have is two spectacular tracks are surrounded by decent but fairly mediocre tracks. I didn't really rate Unidos, and Lightsan and Amina and Sisters was quite fun, but I found them to be quite perfunctory and a little bit on the repetitive side. So I don't think this is, like Barako last year had an EP of 4 absolutely stunning tracks. I don't feel the case here. I feel like they're more rudimentary dance tunes, clubby dance tunes, but not necessarily interesting at home to listen to, other than Canela Pura and Corazon, which are absolutely superb. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 and encourage you to listen to the album Madres, as well as potential track of the year, Corazon.